This additional meeting, certainly the fifth round of the nuclear talks, like they're not going to have a nuclear weapon, and the Iranians are at that table. Our involvement is really because we feel we can make a difference, and that's why we do it. This additional meeting, certainly the fifth round of the nuclear talks, would not be happening if we didn't think that there was potential for it. And so I would say that clearly we believe that we are going to succeed. We've also been very clear on some basic things, like they're not going to have a nuclear weapon. They've been very clear, most of our leaders have been, who have spoken on it, that this is about no enrichment, and the Iranians are at that table. So they also understand what our position is, and they continue to go. So we feel something's good enough for us to continue this work.
Second
Yes,
question. Secretary Rubio this week at the Senate Foreign Relations Committee said that the past four meetings have been focused on enrichment only. So other issues like the Iran's support for the proxies, which is like a concern for the regional countries, are those issues going to be discussed later on, or are they going to be part of another round of discussions?
Well, I'm not, again, part of the negotiating team, won't discuss what might be the plan. But just like an issue of needing a ceasefire before you discuss what the land is going to look like and what the nations are going to be doing after the fact, there's points that you have to get to before you discuss elements that might not even be a factor if you can't get to the bright line that allows us to move forward. And that bright line has been enrichment, certainly not getting a nuclear bomb, and those things have to be addressed. I say this because that's what I've seen them do, and being very specific, which is fabulous because nobody's guessing at what the goal is. But of course, considering the generational issues involved, this is, and the president has said this about everything he's worked on, with the generational issues involved, that these cannot be solutions that last 6 months or are able to be broken in 18 months, or in 3 years, you know, your 15-year-old is suddenly pulled into a war because now they're 18. That these have got to be enduring, fundamentally changing arrangements that only Donald Trump can bring because of the nature of his attitude, his vision, and because of the support of the American people understanding that this was a fact.
Subscribe to One India and never miss an update.